The first time I came to Sunday school was when I was 3 years old, and my siblings were actually coming before me. And during that time, them coming before me, they had a different captain. Only person I remember was Princess picking me up.
So he was just one of the kids that, as we stopped in front of the house, the door opened, his mom came out, she said hi, and then they all came out and got on the bus, which was really cool. But he was so tiny, and yes, he was cute.
Was? Yeah, keep that in there.
Yeah, whatever.
So, what is really one of the first memories that you actually have from going to Sunday school, coming to Metro?
Oh man, I have a good one actually. Um, my first memory of coming to Sunday school um, was my first time being suspended off the bus. That's one of my first memories, and I don't know if it hurt me so much to hear the bus come by and leave me, and knowing that you were driving the bus would leave me because I maybe misbehaved and wasn't doing so well the prior week before in Sunday school or during or on the bus, and that's actually one of the game changers of my life. Uh, yeah, Sunday school was more of a privilege, and not only that, I think when Princess did say like, hey, take the week off, be more calm and stuff and whatnot. And actually, during those times of my age, of going to Sunday school, being a kid, I was diagnosed with ADHD and ADD. Yes, and I was going to outside counseling and stuff and whatnot, and going to get seeking help and everything, and whatnot. But one thing that I definitely remember was the next week seeing Princess, I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk to her. She let me go off the bus. I don't want to talk to her. But then again, that love never stopped. It was still the hug. It was still the, okay, you're coming next week and stuff and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming. But I'm still mad at her. But it was more of a dang, she wasn't mad. She wasn't usually people in the world once you're like, oh, you're suspended, or even me personally working in a school, oh, you're suspended, and the kids will just prolong the madness, or or we may not come up to them the next day oh, hey, how are you, we still oh, we still remember. It was more of I still love you, more than I don't remember, or I don't care kind of thing. Yeah.
What is one positive memory that you have that you could say was a defining moment, or a moment where you knew this was the place that you needed to be at?
I think worship, worshiping in Sunday school, I think was one of the most powerful things in Sunday school that we still do actually do. The feeling was morally of me having one eye closed and one eye open. If my friends doing this too, if they closing their eyes and raising their hands, and I don't want to be the odd one. I'm oh, Isaiah, you was the one holding your hand up and blah, blah. Or it was more of is everybody else doing this? And I think my feeling of worshiping as a kid was more of it was more of a comfort. It was never I felt weird or anything when it was more of a comfort. I was comfortable after the first couple weeks. My friends, I seen them doing it, and the people I hung around do it and stuff. When I was okay, I feel more comfortable, and I just felt comfort, just comfort, very comfortable.
And like I mentioned to you, God is a good God. Oh, yes, He is. It's one of the songs that we sing at Sunday school almost every week. It's our go-to. It's the one the kids know. It's the one you'll meet people who used to come to Sunday school 20, 30 years ago, and when they remember, that's one of the first songs that they're saying. And to hear Isaiah's mom tell me, oh, Isaiah wakes up in the morning at 3 years old singing the song and singing it all day, it really was a blessing for me, and an encouragement for me that yes, something is going in. He's not just there because his siblings are dragging him, or just because he has to get out of the house and give his mother a moment. He was getting something, and God was working on his heart, and that was really encouraging.
When you see all your friends leave Sunday school, what made you stay?
When my friends stopped coming to Sunday school, what actually made me were more of a ongoing thing was more of the I can actually say the themes, they were all right, next week I'm all right, you're not going, okay, I may not want to go either, but the next theme was either more catchy, superhero day, and I know when I go there it's gonna be a staff member dressed as Hulk or something, or one of my favorite characters, and I may want to see that. And that enthusiasm had me like pumped. I'm like, all right, I don't care if they go, I'm still gonna go, and something.
I don't know if that's what kept him coming. Isaiah has, I don't even know what the word is. He's got such an anointing. And in Sunday school, during preschool, every single week, Isaiah would get picked. He would win a prize. He would get picked for the games. He knew just how to draw the attention of the pickers. And I don't know what he did, but every week Isaiah was on the stage. Isaiah was going home with a prize. So when his friends stopped coming, Isaiah knew Isaiah was going to get blessed. Yeah, seen Hulk. Yeah, remember the zip line?
Yeah.
Oh, the zip line was amazing. But he just had that thing that God was just pulling him, and people would just see it. And yeah, but yes, it drove me crazy that it's like he got rewarded every week just for showing up.
Well, Isaiah, can you tell us about your sponsor?
My sponsor that I actually have, and I'm actually still in contact with her, she's from the United Kingdom in England. And Karen is just such like, she was definitely like one of my like, one of another role model in my life, a parent or whatever. She definitely impacted me in so many ways. Like, even her taking that time to coming from across the country, from England, to come see me and stuff like that really impacted my life a lot.
As a matter of fact, Karen got him when he was about 4 years old. She started sponsoring him. Isaiah was there, faithful, and I really was looking forward to her building that relationship with him. And when he was around maybe 7, 8 years old, she actually came and did our internship program. So she came, she stayed as an intern for the 4-month period, and then she went back. And by then, of course, she had built such a relationship with Isaiah that now he's like her second mother. Her son is his brother, and he will tell you this is his brother.
Yeah.
Can you describe some of the things that Karen did that made you feel special, that made you feel like she really cared for you?
One of the things Karen and I have done was when she would get on Prince's bus and ride with us home, and she's like, "Oh, Isaiah, you want to go for pizza and stuff?" Like, that was something that was very touching to me. Like, we will almost every other Saturday or every Saturday we'll go somewhere. Like, she'll either go to a park. I actually still have the picture. She'll like go to the park with me and her. She'll swing me in the swings, or we'll go to the pizza shop around by my house and we'll just eat, have like a pizza date or something. And just that bonding moment that we had was just very special to me.
Karen was like my backup. On the times when Isaiah was just acting up, when his anger got out of hand, or he was at that point where he said, I'm not coming anymore because you didn't let me come last week, or something like that, I would always say, okay, fine, I'm going to let Karen know that you are no longer coming. And he never wanted that relationship to end. Karen was it. If I wrote her and said, hey, Isaiah had a bad week last week, and, his mom really could, she would write him and say, hey, don't forget, you need to go to Sunday school. Don't forget to watch your temper. Don't forget. She was always, I had that pull with her that she would be encouraging him to do the right thing, to keep going, to keep pressing on, and to just not give up.
Wow, that's amazing. So, yeah, if you can tell us just a little bit about what Karen did when she was in the UK and you were here.
Getting that 1-by-1 package, like, from Princess when she bring it to me, like, as my captain, and like, she's like, oh, you have a letter from Karen, and like, I'll be super hyped to like, open it and everything and whatnot and read the letter, and like, she'll ask me how I'm doing, or ask me how my week is going, and may throw in something that Princess may have said to her, and I'm like, wait, how did she know that? She's like in a different country. And just that connection, just a letter made an impact. Just one letter made an impact, especially as a sponsored kid, like, it made an impact on me, like, just her knowing like how my well-being is and how I'm doing and stuff and what I'm doing and everything and whatnot. So she always like, had that one checkup on me in that letter, and like, hey, how are you doing? I heard this, and the things that she may want me to change and whatever. Yeah.
What are you doing today that it impacted you with?
One of the biggest ways Sunday school impacted me was actually like Princess, like her being there, her never giving up. A lot of people in this world, a lot of people in this world, like once you see that one bad kid or whatever, and me personally being the profession that I'm in today, working in a school building, like sometimes I just don't want to talk to that kid no more. I don't want to be bothered with that kid no more. And one of the things was, and I can say, like you just never gave up. Like you just never gave up on me. You never stopped, engaging with me. Never stopped, like oh, like this boy, like she just never. It was an endless love that I always felt, that I've never felt before, even personally from like my own parents, and one big testimony that I personally can say is, it was the day before college, that I was going to college, and I'm not really a person to ask for stuff much, but when it came to her, like I can ask for everything and think that like she has everything. And the night before I went to college, was about to drive up to college, I didn't really have much personally. Like I really didn't have much. My mom didn't really have much, and Prince said, "Oh, just come with me to the office." And I went with her to the office, and after the office, like she took me shopping for stuff for like my dorm, and like what do you need, like and everything and whatnot, and just that, like I just knew that was forever. I just knew that was forever. Like that was one of my biggest impacts and stuff and whatnot. Of her asking me like, what do I need and everything, like and even like hey, like I have a TV. Do you need a TV? And just those. I won't even say that's a little thing. It's just that was just one of my biggest impacts in life and stuff and whatnot, and motivations of going to college.
In one or two sentences, or bring that in, what does a bus captain do?
As a bus captain, the role of a bus captain is really important. What we do, we build that relationship with each child that we get to serve, each family. And so we will go out, we'll meet the children, we'll meet the family. First of all, honestly, we meet the children first, because a lot of the times we meet them at the school doors, and then we go to the homes and we get to meet the parents, the guardians. And with that, we get to build that relationship with them. We get to know them, and also invite them to Sunday school, pray for them, just be there for them, and be a backup for their parents. I know in my case, quite a few of the parents on the route that I serve know that they call me. They constantly call, Princess such and such is acting up, can you speak with them? Or they're not behaving, or they didn't go to school today, can you call them? So as a bus captain, we are like a backup for the parents to try and help this child become who God has called them to be. What's really great is when a sponsor comes in, and that sponsor becomes that additional force that helps us. Like in Isaiah's case, I could write the sponsor and say, hey, Isaiah was having a rough week, he's really acting up, and he's talking about not coming back to Sunday school. And that sponsor then writes him and say, hey, I love you. Remember to keep going to Sunday school. Remember, this is important. Remember, I'm here for you. If you have a problem, write me, or you can reach out to me, or reach out to your bus captain, and she will let me know, but I will be there for you. A lot of sponsors don't have it. One thing his sponsor did, she never forgot his birthday, Valentine's, Christmas. And it's not always that a sponsor can do that, but that is also a big blessing and a big encouragement for them as well. But for his sponsor, for Karen, she's just consistent. Just let him know, I love you, I'm here, and I will always be here for you. It really, really helped.
How did coming to Sunday school shape how you look at God today?
Coming to Sunday school, it wasn't really a struggle. Hearing the word of God as a kid, like actually, like was one thing I personally appreciate, and I see that, like we still do it now, like, how we, do divide, the preschoolers and the, the younger youth. And to just, it's the same spectrum, the same story, the same Bible verse and everything, but it's broken down more into a way that, a child's mind can actually process it. And being in preschool, actually, like, it was more enthusiastic, like more of like, cartoonish, but more still powerful at the same time. Like, we still learned the same verse that the older kids learned. We still had the same story that the older kids story had and stuff. But it was more just broken down. But what I really, really appreciate, and actually me knowing more about God, was more of, I can go back and tell the story because it was more of in a cartoon way. But then again, not everybody knowing, like, it's powerful. This is a powerful word that, like, you are receiving. But I won't say not a lot of people would know, but not a lot of people would understand unless you come to Sunday school. Like, you see, like, okay, this is what this child is talking about. I understand what they're talking about. But still, I think as a kid, still explaining it to people, people still understood what, like, it meant. Yeah.
That's great. And what do you think is the most impacting thing you learned about God in that time?
Jeremiah 29:11 explained my life, like literally explains my life. Like the plans that God had for me, I would never think, like, that I would be in this position in life. Growing up in Brownsville, Brooklyn, seeing, either the guy standing on the corner, either, I don't know, selling drugs or just doing anything, nothing with their life, most likely you can say. I always looked at, like, oh, that's going to be me anyway. It's like, that's in my mindset, like, that's going to be me. That's just me and stuff. And watching that growing up, I never had no hesitations that I'm not going to be that or I'm not going to do that. So referring back to Jeremiah 29:11 was God had other plans for me that I really didn't know that he had plans. Like, even when I started, like, started doing event stuff, like, event planning, event coordinating and stuff as a profession. God spoke to me one day walking home, doing my first ever event for my school. God was like, there's an art in everybody, but it just hasn't shown yet. And God wouldn't show you until you're in that effect with him. And, these plans is, everyone have different plans and different relationship with God. And like I said, referring back to Jeremiah 29:11, the plans that he has for you shall prosper. And that's one thing I definitely took it in, like, that the plans are still, he still isn't done with me. And prospering still with me as well.
Maybe now is a good time for you to tell everybody your full name.
Oh, well, my name is Isaiah Jeremiah Drury. So yeah.
One more fun thing, or touching thing, or wherever it goes, if each of you could just really tell each other, maybe it was just one word, what you mean to each other.
I'll go first because I'll make a cry probably. Yeah.
I'm gonna cry no matter what you do.
Okay. One word that describes you to me that stands out, I think, in anything is mother. Like, that's like the first word that comes to my mind. Not even love, it's just mother. Because, like, that relationship that we always had, like, it was at first, well, I can't even say at first it was love and hate, because I don't think I think I was more of the hate. You was always the love. It was I felt that, like, the love and hate was, like, always there, in my opinion, but I know that genuinely your love was always there and it never went away. Even to this day, like, anything that I feel, I still come to you. I don't even go to my, like, actually blood-related family about it. And even if it's about them, still I come to you. So the mother word is really powerful to me and definitely describes you in so many ways. Like, sometimes even when I'm doing wrong, I'm like, oh, I don't want to even hear this. Like, she's about to say something I don't want to hear. Tell me something I want to hear. But even, like, when you do telling me something that I don't want to hear, it's still touching me because it's like, okay, how can I become better and stuff and whatnot. Even when I even said I wanted to come do the internship, you said nope, not after college. Nope, not until you're done with college. So that actually was really one of my biggest motivations. And you knowing, like, I'm the first college graduate of my family, and you knowing that, like, where I came from and stuff, and you just never gave up, and even to the ending of college, or well, I'm not ended, but yet, but yeah. So just you just being there just describes you as just mother. Yeah.
Well, I've told you this before. For you, it's just anointed. I see God's call on you. I see how He has blessed you and just given you so much, and He has never let go. And yes, you do event planning, and yes, you are a director at your school, and yes, you do art, and yes, you can, but it's all because of this call that He has on your life. And you're not named Isaiah Jeremiah for nothing. He's got you, and it frustrates me when you just back up and not allow Him to just be all He can in you and for you. Isaiah, you are so blessed and so loved. And I'm not talking about just by me or your mom. I'm talking, He's got His hand on you. Stop pushing Him away, and stop backing up, and stop thinking that you can do this. Just because He's given you the ability, it's still His ability in you. Let Him do it through you. That's my word.
Thanks for allowing us to be there for that. I appreciate it, because I know that was really personal. It was very real. Thanks.
No, but He has come such a long way, guys. He has come a long way. God is so moved in His heart and in His life, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. So working in the sponsorship department, the one-by-one sponsorship department, gives me the other side, the other view, where I have sponsors call in to find out what they can do for their child, how they can bless their children's families, and wanting to do more. And that is what we want to encourage you today. You can be the difference maker in an Isaiah's life, in a Mikey's life, in a Carrington's life. And they need your prayers. They need your encouragement. They need a reminder that they are loved by God. They see us, yes. They hear from us, yes. But somebody else, letting them know that, hey, it's not just the people you're connecting with. It's the fact that God is touching the hearts of people around the world to love them just as much as He loves them. So here's your chance. Become a child sponsor today. Become a difference maker in a child's life. We need you. They need you. You can do it.